Everyone asks me this question, Jay, can I really trust the work that AI gives me? And you know what? I think it's the wrong question. Because the real question you should be asking is, how do I verify what AI gives me without becoming its full-time fact checker? Because think about it, whether you have AI working for you or another employee working for you, it doesn't matter. You still have to verify the work. So here's what I see happening most of the time, right? I see people either blindly trusting the work that AI is giving them, and obviously that's a bad idea, or they get so scared that AI will get things wrong that they avoid it completely. And here's the truth, both approaches are going to cost you money, are going to cost you time. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways I make AI prove its work to me so that I can start using it without babysitting it. So last week, someone on LinkedIn posted a comment, and he really hit the issue right on its head, right? He basically said, Jay, how do I trust the research that AI is doing for me? How do I make sure it's doing it right? But the real question is, how do I trust the research without spending more time verifying that research than it would have taken me to do it completely myself from scratch, right? Because that's the trap most people are in. They think verification means I have to do everything again twice. I have to make sure AI doesn't make a mistake. And then if you do that, you're just doing the same work with extra steps when you add AI. And that doesn't make any sense, right? It's like you're micromanaging your employees. So you can't completely trust anyone because, of course, you can't. Anybody can make a mistake, including AI. In simple words, you need to have a process that does the verification for you, right? So AI just doesn't give you the answer. It also tells you how it got to that answer. I want you to go from trusting AI to managing AI, just like managing employees. Right? You don't trust anyone blindly because you need to have a paper trail. You need to have systems in place to verify their work without micromanaging every detail. Here's how you can do that. So strategy number 1, don't trust what AI gives you blindly. Make the AI show you its work, right? Every output that AI gives you should include where it got the information. Not just facts and figures, but it should give you sources, right? It should give you web pages, URLs, the page numbers, the exact book or the research paper it got it from, the exact quote. So that makes the checking process, the verification process, it brings it down to minutes instead of hours. My research agent does this automatically. Whenever it finds something about market trends or anything else that I'm looking for, it just doesn't tell me, for example, SaaS revenue went up 23% in the last quarter, right? It says SaaS revenue went up 23% according to so-and-so report. Here's the link. So now I can just click on that link, verify what it gave me in like seconds instead of even minutes. It's like having a proper research assistant, right, who's required to cite their sources. Every research assistant does that, right? It's how research works. You might not even need to check every citation, but knowing that they're there changes everything. Because what happens when the research assistant knows it's supposed to give you a citation? He's going to work harder. And the same thing over here, the quality of the work goes up because the system itself knows that it's required to give you a check. The second strategy that I use. So if you're tired of generic responses from AI, it means your AI doesn't know what good looks like. Okay? You don't just tell AI what good is. You have to show it, right? You have to show it what good looks like to you. So not just instructions, but give it examples, real examples from your best work. So I have a content agent, right? And my content agent has access to my 5 highest performing videos, right? Not templates to copy or anything like that, but actual benchmarks to match. So when it writes something new, it's not just following rules, it's aiming for a specific quality bar. The difference is huge. Before, it just gave me very generic scripts. It didn't even sound like me, it sounded like AI. But now it gives me stuff that sounds like me on my best day. Because I literally gave it examples of what I sound like on my best days. And it knows what it looks like. So the verification now becomes automatic, right? If I get a piece of content, it writes something for me and it doesn't match the quality of the examples that I gave it, I know it immediately. So you don't need to be an expert to spot the difference between good and mediocre work when you have what good looks like right there. Third strategy. Now this is the ultimate way to improve your AI's response, and it's going to be how AI quality control will be handled in the future by default. To some extent, the people who know what they're doing, they're already doing this. This is amazing. Have a second AI agent check the first one's work before it even reaches you. So I have a review layer in my content system, right? So I have an agent that actually writes the content, but I have another agent that's overlooking the content agent, right? And the review agent has one job. It catches errors, inconsistencies, quality drops before I even see them. So the review agent knows what to look for because I've trained it on the common mistakes the content agent might make. Typos, maybe, but bigger stuff like, does it match my voice? Is the logic sound? Are there gaps in the argument? Is it making stuff up? Is it using real stories or is it using fake stories? Because I don't want it to do that. I want it to come up with real examples that I've given it in the brain that it has already. I don't want it to make things up. So last month, the review agent, it caught something that would have embarrassed me, at least probably pissed me off, because the writing agent came up with this part of the script where it was giving numbers that weren't really mine. It was making things up. And the review agent flagged it. It said, I can't verify the source that these numbers have come from. So Jay, you should check them, and if they're not correct, remove them. So this is so cool because the agents are handling quality control of my content between themselves before it even gets to me, right? I only see the final output after it's been through basically a peer review process. It's like having a built-in editor who never gets tired, never misses details, and works for a fraction of the cost of a real editor. So here's what these three strategies actually do, right? They shift you from trusting AI to managing AI. You're not hoping that the output is right. You're building systems that make it more likely for the outcome to be right? And when it's wrong, you catch it fast instead of after you've already used the thing that it's given you, or maybe even it's caught corrected before it even gets to you in the first place. That's the kind of system that you want to set up. You want to think like a CEO, not like someone doing the work yourself. CEOs don't sit there verifying every decision that their team makes, but they have systems to catch problems before they become disasters, right? Sources and references, reference standards, peer review. These aren't AI strategies. They're management strategies that just happen to work perfectly with AI. And as a result, you use AI more confidently without being naive about the quality of its outputs, right? You get the speed of AI without the risk of AI. Now, if you want to know where else you might be leaving money on the table, or where you might be spending unnecessary time doing stuff that you don't want to do, and how you can change that with AI, I've built something for you. It's an agent. It's called the AI Gap Analyst, and it'll ask you 11 questions. It takes about 3 minutes to complete, and it's completely free. In the end, you'll see exactly where AI could be handling work you are still doing manually, and how you could use AI to both save time and increase revenue in your business. My name is Jay. The link's in the description. You can go ahead and click it now, and I'll see you in the next one.